Hey everybody, I'm here with Tyler Ryan, LPC, works for us at Chris King Counseling. Good morning, Tyler.
Good morning, Chris. Good to see
Okay, so the purpose here is just to give a short video, a little conversation about kind of how you got here and what you're doing in our group, and kind of how you use your experience and competencies to be helpful to people. So, first question I have is, how did you get into this work? Like, what's the 2 minute version of kind of what got you to this place?
Sure. Yeah. It was kind of a long, winding road, and certainly not a road I anticipated or expected, but certainly glad I arrived here. I think the short, simple answer is I took a sociology class in my undergrad as I was looking to change degrees from intercultural studies, and just really loved the research and just learning about people and cultures and how we as humans interact with one another. I just found that fascinating. So, yeah, after that, I took a psychology 101 class, talked with some advisors, and found out there was a counseling path, and really liked the idea of having a actual platform and career path to be able to serve and help other people in life. And so I jumped on that and been glad I did ever since.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. Now, I make a big deal of this, and you tend to not make a big deal of it, but I do want people to know, like, that all happened after you spent time in the Marines, doing
Yeah.
working as serving our country as a Marine. That's in your 20s, right? In your
Yes, and from 18, 19 to 22.
Yeah, so
So
that's
four,
kind
four
of how you
years.
got your start, was doing that.
hmm Yeah, kind of a lost young adult, just seeking to find my way, and ended up in the military through a friend, and taught myself a lot through those experiences, and certainly did not think going from the Marines to counseling would be where it would end up. But
Yeah,
I think my solid family and religious background as a Christian kind of helped
yeah.
guide me back to a Christian university, and yeah, so that's kind of how it got me on path closer to doing counseling from the Marines. But definitely two different worlds, that's for sure.
Yeah, yeah, right. But it all comes together to kind of inform who you are and how you work with people now, all these years later, right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm thankful that I have that experience too for those who might also share a similar experience of being a veteran or might be in active duty, or, just being able to understand that experience certainly helps to have that commonality. And so it's good to be able to have clients from that perspective as well.
Tell us a little bit about your work at our group at Chris King Counseling. Kind of who do you do most of your work with? What's kind of the scope, and are there maybe some specific areas of need that you address?
Sure, sure. So, just to back up a little bit, I started my career in the mental health field as a case manager, working with adults and intensive outpatient services, doing groups,
Hmm.
uh, and so that was kind of me dipping my toes in the field and learning about it and how community mental health works, and really loved that work, and also got to work with adolescents and teens, and helping them navigate life, and just kind of meeting with them in school and helping build skills, and then moving on from that to work with kids with autism. And that was kind of a special population of individuals, just because of the high needs and the families that often struggle with that. And so to get to see different areas of the mental health field, from the more and intense as far as impactful or distressing type of mental health disorders and co-occurring disorders, and then seeing the teenage side of things and working with kids and younger kids with intellectual disabilities. It just kind of helped broaden my perspective about what mental health is. So as I stepped into working with you, my path led me to working with couples, and that's where my passion is working with couples doing marital work. Um, and part of that has to do with my own background and coming from parents who divorced, and integrated family, having 8 siblings, and just the messiness of life that comes with that, and I know how challenging that can be for the parents to try to blend their families and have uh, different kids and stepchildren, and so in that sense I love working with the families as well, from a parenting perspective, because I think there's a huge need in our community, and the stronger the parents are, the stronger I think our society long term will be, because the kids are impacted by what we as adults model for them in life. And so if I can have a part or role in that, that's an important thing for me as well. um, yeah, I really love working with couples and trying to enrich the marriages, and help it flourish as much as possible.
Yeah, I know that you stay a decent amount of your caseload is working with couples, and but also when you're working with younger people, you're a systems guy, right? That's
Oh, for sure,
a
for
thing.
sure.
What is that? What does that mean to you?
Yeah, so a systemic or systems framework to me is just an understanding that the individual I might be working with, although I might be working with a teenager, they're a part of a broader system of the family unit. And that family unit and the system they're in has a huge impact on their overall well being and the trajectory of their life. And so I like to enter into that system and take a holistic approach of, how's the kid doing, but also what's his role and part to play in the family, and how can his family come alongside them and
Yeah.
help provide support and love to them.
Yeah, like it's important, and we know this, we've talked about this quite a bit, but it's really important to me that our people like get that idea. And any good therapist that I've talked to, like that I know does this kind of thing. But the idea that our time with the children that are sent to us, or the teenagers that are sent to us, is so limited. But my gosh, if we can connect and try to develop understanding in the family system in which they live, that can have massive ripples. It can really be a much more long-term help,
Yeah, couldn't agree more.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, we're gonna wrap up because I know you're working. So, but I don't know if you want to let people know a little bit about kind of like what you do for fun, and kind of like what your deal is. Like what's your situation, and what do you enjoy doing?
Well, I mean, to be honest, between work and family, I stay pretty busy. But some of my hobbies or interests, I have a 3.5-year-old son who loves to his new favorite phrase is I need your full attention. So he certainly wants to have my time, and I value getting to spend that time with him. And uh, about to step into a new season with having a daughter as well, and I love spending time with my wife and nurturing our marriage and trying to grow that. And more broadly, I'm involved in on a weekly basis, connected with my church family, and so I love meeting with other guys in the church and my pastor, and just getting to do life together and dive into the Word and challenge myself. And I love reading new things, exploring different ideas and theology and stuff related to the mental health field. Love going on trail runs. Turkey Mountain's a neat place if anybody's in the Tulsa area and hasn't ever checked that out. It's got good trails and just beautiful to be out in nature. Spending time with my dogs, getting to golf when I can. It's an
What
expensive hobby.
Yeah, what what I think is funny about you that I'm putting out there into the world is that like you carry yourself in such a humble way, like, and you're like, yeah, I'm building a table, and I'm like, yeah, I built a table, and you like your aspiring woodworking is kind of awesome. I kind of like hack stuff together, and then you like you built some awesome stuff. Anyway, we're
Well,
not.
I am working on a table to go in the office that's out of a raw slab of red oak. So for any of those who might join me in the future, hopefully I'll have that belt and you can critique my woodworking
Yeah, that'll
skills.
be
But
awesome.
I do enjoy that.
Well, I just want to say I'm so glad you're on the team. And if folks, if you feel like you need to want to work with Tyler, like get a hold of our office, 918-760-5243, or info@chriskingcounseling.com. And brother, I'm glad you're on the team. Thanks for taking the time today. Appreciate it,
Yeah,
man.
of course. I'm glad to be a part of the team.
All right.